token of respect from Americans to Americans. And what this does is it gives the Southern soldiers their pride back. They're allowed to, undoubtedly by that time they're leaning on their rifles, talking amongst themselves, but as the Confederates approach, he issues several orders. The first is attention, so his men have to straighten up. The next is shoulder arms, and the Federal soldiers pick their rifles up off the ground and bring it up to this position here. That is a soldier salutation. It is a marching salute. That's what you would do as a soldier if the United States colors were passing by. You would shoulder arms. Some people want to say you would present arms. You would not do their surrender. Receive the surrender of General Lee and his whole army. He would think differently. Now, Chamberlain, he didn't mind tooting his own horn, and you're going to hear some of that in this next paragraph. He says, "For my personal part, I have had the advance every day there was any fighting. I have fought in 5 battles, 2 of them being under my own direction, and brilliantly successful. Twice wounded myself," so he was suffered minor wounds, but he was able to continue on through the campaign. But he said, "My horse was shot, and I was in the front line when the flag of truce came through from Lee." In fact, Chamberlain's brigade, which does not have the 20th Maine in it, and it's going to be hard to see here, but later when you're walking there, there's a house, the Mariah Wright house, down close to Route 24 there. That's where Chamberlain's brigade stops. The 185th New York and 198th Pennsylvania, and they were acting as skirmishers for the advance of the 5th Corps. Had the last man killed in this campaign, and yesterday was designated to receive the surrender of the Army, the arms of Lee's Army of Northern Virginia. The bare mention of these does remain the whole division, including his whole brigade, with the 20th Maine. He says, "I took post on the right at 5 a.m. and received first Major General Gordon with his corps, Stonewall Jackson, Gordon took over Jackson, then Longstreet's corps, with Hood, Anderson, and Pickett's division. Then we had faced a score of times and almost recognized them by face. Pickett's flags were stacked before my line. I saw and conversed with nearly all the rebel generals, and shall have something to tell you by and by." So if you can imagine what's going on here, each time a Confederate division comes up, they go to the end of the Union line in front of Mr. McLean's house, face front, stack their arms, equipment, and turn over the flags. And that certainly is very hard for them, especially when they got to give up those flags, because the flag means everything to them. That's what they've been fighting for and protecting for 4 years. General Longstreet had progressed to the far so far that the rear